I can still feel the ghost of that diamond ring on my finger. Its cold weight lingers like a bruise that won't fade. That night was a dream I didn't want to wake from. The restaurant hummed with the scent of jasmine and sea salt. Candles cast golden flickers across the tablecloth. Their glow danced in Ethan's hazel eyes. He knelt before me. My heart roared yes before my lips could catch up. Joy flooded me like a warm tide. I was weightless, wrapped in his promise of a life together. The clink of wine glasses and strangers' applause sealed our moment. The ocean roared softly beyond the windows, a witness to my happiness. I was invincible, untouchable, drowning in love. Morning tore it all apart. I woke to an empty bed. Ethan's side was cold. The sheets were untouched. His scent, cedar and promises, was gone. My phone buzzed. A single text sliced through me. "I'm sorry, Lila. I can't do this." No explanation, no goodbye, just 5 words that gutted me. I called him. My hands shook, my voice cracked. It went to voicemail. His absence screamed in my chest. Then I saw it. Sarah's Instagram. My best friend. My sister in all but blood. A photo of her with Ethan on our beach. His arm was around her, her lips pressed to his cheek, her blonde curls caught the sunrise. The caption was, "A knife." My world shattered. The man who'd vowed forever had vanished into the arms of the woman I'd trusted most. I sank to the floor. The ring glinted like a cruel taunt. Its sparkle was now a lie. Memories of them, laughing too long, lingering too close, flashed like a twisted reel. Had I been blind? Or had they planned this, smirking behind my back as I dreamed of a wedding that would never come? The pain clawed my chest, a living thing, screaming for answers. One question burned hotter than the rest. How could the 2 people I loved most betray me in a single night? My name is Lila Harper. Until that morning, I thought I'd built a life that could weather any storm. I grew up in a small California coastal town. The ocean's rhythm was my heartbeat. Its salty breath wove through my days. The crash of waves against the cliffs was my lullaby. The scent of seaweed and sun-warmed sand was my constant. My childhood wasn't all golden light. My parents' divorce when I was 10 left me wary of love. I was a girl who learned early that promises could crumble like sandcastles. Still, I carved out something solid. A graphic design business paid the bills. A cozy apartment had walls of sea glass blue. 2 people made my world feel whole. Ethan and Sarah. Ethan Caldwell was the man who made me believe in forever again. We met 3 years ago at a local art gallery. His easy smile sliced through my usual defenses. He was a photographer, always chasing the perfect light. His camera was slung over his shoulder like a second skin. His laugh was warm, like sunlight spilling across a cold room. When his fingers brushed mine, sparks danced up my spine. "What do you see in this painting?" he'd asked. His hazel eyes locked onto mine. I was hooked. We spent weekends hiking rugged cliffs, sharing cheap wine under starlit skies, dreaming of a future. He'd talk about our kids, a house by the sea. I let myself fall, believing every word. 3 years in, I was sure he was my home. His cedar-scented jacket in my closet was a quiet promise. Sarah Mitchell was my anchor, my sister in all but blood. We'd been inseparable since high school, bonded over bad breakups and big dreams in a town that felt too small for us. She was fire to my calm. Blonde curls bounced. Her laugh was a melody that pulled everyone in. A wedding planner, she juggled clients with a grin. Her voice bubbled with plans for her own empire. We'd spend hours in my apartment, sprawled on the couch. The air was thick with lavender candles and the bitter tang of coffee. She'd kick off her heels, sketch business ideas on napkins. I'd tweaked designs on my laptop. "Lila, you need someone like Ethan," she had said years ago, winking. "He's your kind of magic." I trusted her with my fears, my secrets, my heart. She was the one who'd cry with me, laugh with me, make me believe I was never alone. The 3 of us were a constellation, orbiting each other effortlessly. We'd pile into Ethan's beat-up Jeep for road trips, argue over playlists. Sarah's cheesy pop clashed with my indie rock. We'd end up at the beach, bonfires crackled. The smoky scent clung to our clothes. Ethan would tease Sarah about her terrible taste in music. She'd fire back. Her eyes sparkled. Their banter was sharp and quick. I'd laugh, my head on Ethan's shoulder. I never noticed how their glances lingered, how their hands brushed when passing a beer. I was too busy soaking in the warmth, believing we were unbreakable. My apartment was our haven. The walls held my sketches, Swirling blues and greens, and Ethan's photos, black and white waves frozen in motion. The windows let in the sea's hum. The curtains swayed with the breeze. Sarah would flop onto my couch. Her perfume, citrus, and sunlight mixed with the lavender candles I lit every night. Ethan would join us. His camera snapped candid moments. Me mid-laugh, Sarah sticking out her tongue, the three of us tangled in a hug. Those nights felt like family, like home. I never questioned their closeness. Why would I? They were my people, the ones I'd chosen to carry through life. Shadows crept in, unnoticed. Sarah's phone buzzed with Ethan's name at midnight. She'd smile quickly, silencing it. Ethan's quiet pauses came when Sarah walked into a room. His eyes flicked to her before settling on me. I'd brush it off, blaming my own doubts, the echoes of my parents' broken vows. Love makes you blind, trust makes you reckless. The night of the proposal was a masterpiece. Ethan had planned it all. The seaside restaurant, the soft strum of a string quartet, the ring glinted in its velvet box. Sarah had helped, texting me to wear the red dress she loved. "It's a big night, Lila," she'd written, with a winking emoji. I thought she meant the proposal, her excitement a gift. The restaurant glowed with candlelight. The air was rich with roasted garlic and wine. The ocean's whisper was a soft backdrop. Ethan held my hand. His vows were a melody I wanted to live in forever. I said yes. The world felt right, every piece in place. Now, I wonder what Sarah really knew, what secrets hid behind her smile. The morning after the proposal, I woke to a silence that felt like drowning. It wasn't just quiet. It was heavy, wrong, pressing against my skin like a warning. Ethan's side of the bed was empty. The sheets were smooth and cold. His cedar scent was gone, as if he'd never been there. My heart stuttered. I called his name. My voice was thin, echoing off the apartment's walls. Its sparkle was now sharp, accusing. I grabbed my phone. My hands trembled. I saw it. A single text from Ethan. "I'm sorry, Lila, I can't do this." 5 words, each one a blade, carving through the joy of last night. My knees buckled. I sank onto the bed. The mattress creaked under my weight. What had I done? Said? Last night, he'd held my hand in that candlelit restaurant. His vows were warm as the wine we'd shared. He'd kissed my forehead. His lips were soft, promising forever. What had changed in 8 hours? I dialed his number. My pulse hammered. My voice fractured as it went to voicemail. Again and again. I texted. Each message was more desperate. "Ethan, what's happening? Please, talk to me." Silence, the kind that screams. My mind spun, replaying every moment. His smile, his touch, the stranger's applause. Had it all been a lie? I paced the apartment. The hardwood was cold against my bare feet. The lavender candles were now sour in the air. My phone buzzed. I lunged for it, hoping for Ethan. Instead, it was a notification. Sarah's Instagram. My Sarah, who'd cried with me through heartbreaks, who'd texted me to wear that red dress for a big night. I opened it, expecting her usual glitter, a wedding venue, a goofy selfie, but there they were, Ethan and Sarah, tangled together on our beach, the one where we'd carved our initials in driftwood, where we'd laughed under bonfire sparks. His arm was around her blonde curls caught the sunrise, her lips pressed to his cheek. The caption was a gut punch. Found my soulmate. Posted. An hour ago. The phone slipped from my hand, it clattered to the floor, my vision blurred, tears scalded my cheeks as I sank beside it. The ring dug into my palm. This couldn't be real. Sarah, who'd planned my proposal with Ethan, who'd held my secrets like they were her own. Ethan, who'd knelt before me, his eyes glistening with vows. Together, in love? The betrayal was a living thing, squeezing my lungs, stealing my breath. I clutched my chest, gasping. The world tilted. I grabbed my keys. My hands shook so badly I dropped them twice. I drove to Sarah's apartment. The road was a haze of red. The ocean's roar mocked me through the open window. My fists pounded her door. "Sarah, open the damn door!" No answer. The hallway smelled of stale coffee and bleach. The fluorescent lights buzzed like my thoughts. I called her. My voice was raw, breaking. Voicemail. I sank onto her doorstep. The concrete bit my knees. I sobbed. Strangers passed. Their footsteps were soft, Their pitying glances were salt in the wound. I didn't care. I needed answers. Needed to hear them say it, to see their faces when they admitted it. Back home, I tore through the apartment, searching for traces of Ethan. His clothes were gone from the closet. His toothbrush was missing from the sink. He'd erased himself in hours, like I was nothing. Sarah's scarf lay on my couch. Its citrus perfume was a cruel reminder. I clutched it, screaming into the emptiness. My voice was hoarse, ragged. How long had they been lying? Had every laugh, every hug been a performance? The memories I'd cherished, nights of wine and secrets, their voices blending with the sea, were poisoned now. Each one was a question mark. I called Mia, our mutual friend. My voice trembled. "Leela, oh my God," she said. Her shock was real. I had no idea. But when I pressed, her pause was too long. "Some of us noticed they were close," she admitted. "We didn't think it was this close." The word was a slap. I'd been planning a wedding, dreaming of a life, while they'd been building theirs behind my back. I sat on the floor. The ring was still on my finger. Its weight was unbearable. Taking it off felt like admitting defeat. Keeping it was torture, a reminder of the future they'd stolen. My phone buzzed again. Sarah's name, a text. "Lila, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean for this to happen." I laughed. It was a bitter, broken sound. Didn't mean it? They'd chosen this, chosen each other over me. The pain was a tide, pulling me under. I didn't know how to swim. The days after the betrayal bled into a haze. Each one was a fresh wound. I was a ghost in my own life, haunting an apartment that no longer felt like mine. The lavender candles I'd once loved now choked me. Their scent was sour, mingling with the stale air of sleepless nights. My sketchbooks lay untouched. My design clients were unanswered, their emails piled up like accusations. The oceans hummed through my windows, once a comfort, now mocked me with its endless rhythm, indifferent to my unraveling. I'd stare at the walls. Ethan's photos and my sketches stared back. Their faces, his smile, her laugh, burned holes in my chest. I tore them down, ripping paper and memories. It didn't stop the pain. It lived in me, a clawing thing, waking me with nightmares of their beach photo. Sarah's lips were on Ethan's cheek. Their smiles were a silent taunt. I tried to find them, to force answers from their silence. I drove to Ethan's studio. The glass door was locked. His sign was gone. The space was as empty as my heart. At Sarah's office, her assistant stammered, "She's on a trip." Her eyes darted away. A trip. With him. I pictured them in some sunlit city, laughing, kissing, while I drowned in their betrayal. The rage was a wildfire. Beneath it was a deeper ache. Grief for the life I'd believed in. For the people I'd lost. I called mutual friends. My voice was brittle, begging for fragments of truth. Most were shocked. Their gasps were real. Some hesitated. "Lila, we didn't know how to tell you," one admitted. Her voice was low. "They've been close for months. Months." The word was a hammer, shattering the illusion of my happiness. I'd been weaving dreams of a wedding while they'd been weaving lies. I became a stranger to myself, addicted to their social media. Each click was a self-inflicted wound. Sarah posted cryptic quotes about true love. Her words dripped with irony. Ethan shared photos of new cities, cobblestone streets, neon signs. His captions were vague but smug. They were building a life, posting it for the world, while mine crumbled. Each image was a knife. I couldn't stop, scrolling until my eyes burned, searching for clues to why. Why her? Why not me? What had I missed? One night, I found a letter in my mailbox. Sarah's handwriting was a familiar stab. My hands shook as I opened it. The paper was crisp, smelling faintly of her citrus perfume. "Lila, I know you hate me," it began. "I hate myself too. Ethan and I, it just happened. We fought it for so long, but we couldn't deny it. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know I loved you. I still do." It was a jagged, ugly sound. I tore the letter to pieces. The scraps fluttered to the floor like ash. Loved me? She'd stolen my future and called it love. Her words planted a seed of doubt. Had they really fought it? Or was this another lie to ease their guilt? I faced my reflection in the bathroom mirror. I barely recognized the woman there. Hollow eyes, tangled hair, lips chapped from biting back screams. "You're stronger than this," I whispered. The words felt hollow, like praying to a god who'd abandoned me. The pain was a tide, pulling me under. I didn't know if I wanted to swim. Part of me wanted to disappear, to forget them. Another part wanted them to hurt, to feel the weight of what they'd done. One night, drunk on cheap wine and rage, I texted Ethan. "How could you do this? Was I nothing to you?" My heart pounded as I hit send, expecting silence. He replied, "Lila, I'm sorry, can we talk?" The words lit a spark in me, anger, hope, desperation, a chance to face him, to make him see my pain. We agreed to meet at a cafe the next day, a neutral ground that felt anything but. I barely slept. My mind rehearsed every word, every accusation. I'd be calm, I told myself, strong. I walked into the cafe. The smell of burnt coffee and cinnamon was thick in the air. I saw him, his familiar jawline, his nervous smile. My resolve cracked. The clatter of cups and murmurs of strangers faded, leaving only us. "Lila," he said, standing. His voice was soft, like he still had the right to say my name. "Like hell," I snapped, sliding into the seat across from him. My hands clenched to hide their trembling. "Why, Ethan? Why her?" He looked away. His fingers twisted a napkin. "I didn't plan this. I loved you. Sarah gets me in a way I can't explain." "Gets you?" My voice rose, drawing stares from nearby tables. "I gave you 3 years. My RV heart. My future. You left me for my best friend." "I'm a coward," he whispered. His eyes were on the table. "I couldn't face you." "Coward doesn't cover it," I said. Tears spilled, hot against my cheeks. "You proposed to me, Ethan. You made me believe in forever." "I meant it," he said. His voice broke. "When I proposed, I meant it. That night, Sarah told me she loved me. I realized I loved her too." The words were a gunshot, loud and final. I stood. My chair scraped against the floor. The sound was harsh in the quiet cafe. "You're disgusting," I spat. My voice shook but was clear. I walked out. The cold air hit my face. My heart was in shards but burned with a new fire. I wouldn't let them break me. Not anymore. A week after the cafe confrontation, I was cleaning out my closet, desperate to purge the ghosts of Ethan and Sarah from my life. My hands brushed against an old purse. Its leather was worn. Something clinked inside. I pulled out a USB drive, small and black, with Ethan's initials scratched on the side. My stomach twisted, a mix of dread and curiosity. I should have thrown it away. Instead, I plugged it into my laptop. The room was dim. The only light was the screen's cold glow flickering across my face. The drive was a time capsule. Photos of our trips, videos of bonfire nights. One file stopped me cold. Sarah_confession. My pulse roared in my ears as I clicked play. The screen flickered, revealing Sarah in her apartment. Her face was tear-streaked. Blonde curls were tangled. She was talking to Ethan, unaware of the camera hidden somewhere. A betrayal within a betrayal. "I can't keep doing this, Ethan," she said. Her voice was raw, breaking. "Lila's my best friend. Every time I see her, I hate myself." Ethan's voice off-screen was low, coaxing. "We can't help how we feel, Sarah. I love you." Sarah's sob cut through me. "You love her, too. You're going to propose to her, Ethan. How can you do that when we've been this—" She gestured between them. Her hands shook. "I've been in love with you for a year. I've lied to her every day. I'm a monster." My breath stopped. The room tilted. A year. They'd been together a year, hiding it while I planned a future with Ethan, while Sarah smiled and helped choose my dress for his proposal. I kept watching, frozen. My heart was a drumbeat. Ethan's voice softened. "I'll fix it, Sarah. I'll tell her after the proposal. I just need time." Sarah laughed, bitter and broken. "Time? You'll destroy her. I'll lose her forever." The video cut off. The silence was deafening. My reflection stared back from the dark screen. The proposal wasn't love. It was a lie, a stall tactic to keep me tethered while he chose Sarah. The real blow came when I checked the file's date, 2 weeks before the proposal. They'd had weeks to confess, to spare me the public spectacle, the ring, the hope. They'd orchestrated my humiliation. Every candlelit moment was a calculated act. I scrolled through the USB. My hands trembled. I found another file, an unsent email from Ethan to Sarah, dated the day before the proposal. Lila's my safety. It read, "You're my fire. I propose to buy time. I know it's you." Safety. I was a fallback, a placeholder for his indecision. The words burned, stripping away any lingering hope. They hadn't just betrayed me. They'd planned my pain, weighed my heart against theirs, chose to let me break. The cruelty was a physical weight, pressing me into the chair. The laptop's hum was the only sound in a room that felt like a tomb. I closed my eyes. The truth was a bitter pill. The two people I'd loved most had scripted my destruction. I'd played my part without knowing. The truth was a brutal gift, cutting away the last threads of hope, but setting me free. I didn't confront Ethan or Sarah again. Words wouldn't undo their lies, wouldn't give me back the years I'd poured into them. I turned inward, reclaiming the pieces of myself they'd shattered. I threw myself into my design work. My fingers flew over the tablet. Each stroke was a defiance, a reclaiming of my voice. My business grew. Clients flooded in. Their praise was a quiet balm. I scrubbed my apartment clean. The scent of lavender candles was replaced by fresh paint and eucalyptus. The walls were now bare of Ethan's photos. My sketches were bolder, fiercer. The ocean's hum through my windows became a friend again. Its rhythm steadied my heart. I sold the ring. Its diamond was no longer a chain, but a key. The money went to a women's shelter, a small act of healing, a way to turn my pain into someone else's hope. I didn't keep a cent. It felt like shedding a skin, like stepping into a version of myself that could stand taller. Months later, I heard through a friend that Ethan and Sarah had imploded. Their love buckled under the weight of their own deceit. Trust built on betrayal, it turns out, is a house of cards. I didn't gloat. I was too busy living, too busy rediscovering the woman I'd forgotten how to be. The scars remain, faint but there, a map of where I've been. I learned a truth that burns. Love doesn't guarantee loyalty. Trust can be a trap, luring you into blindness. I don't know if I'll ever fully trust again, not the way I did, with my whole heart open like a flower to the sun. I trust myself now, my strength, my resilience, the fire that carried me through the dark. That's enough. I walk the beach sometimes. The sand is cool under my feet. The waves whisper secrets I'm learning to hear. I'm not whole, not yet. I'm healing, piece by jagged piece. I don't hate them anymore. Hate is a weight. I've carried enough. I wonder, sometimes, what I'd say if I saw them again. Would I forgive them, let their betrayal fade like a bad dream? Would I let the pain fuel something sharper, a reckoning they'd never see coming? I don't have the answer. I'm curious about yours. If you were me, standing in the ruins of a life you'd built with love, what would you do? Would you forgive them, or would you let the pain lead you to revenge?